The Oscars of Medical and Health Journalism, the MJA Awards, were held in a suitably prestigious venue, the 17th floor of the News Building in London Bridge, and the fabulous views of the city were matched by the amazing talent that was celebrated on the night. The MJA's chair, Sean Linton, opened proceedings with a reminder of the purpose and benefits of health journalism.
It's really humbling to see the level of quality on display, whether that's from my good old friends at the Health Service Journal and other B2B titles, or the big boys of Fleet Street and the national broadcasters. We've got all of them here tonight.
The host of the evening was the journalist and psychologist Dr. Sian Williams, who was extremely complimentary about the work done by entrants.
I know how valuable and sometimes quite difficult your work is, so long may you continue.
The first award for Student Journalist of the Year was presented by former MJA Chair John Illman, and it went to Tessa Gooding from Kingston University. The next award was Newcomer of the Year, presented by Judge Susan Ball from NHS Providers, and it went to Emily Townsend from Health Services Journal. The Podcast of the Year was presented by Judge Matt T, Executive Director, NHS Kent and Medway. It went to the team from The Economist, Jason Hoskin, Gilead Amit, Alok Jar and Nico Raufast, with Jason and Nico here to collect the award. The next award was for Feature of the Year for a Specialist Audience and was supported by Doctors Association UK. It was presented by Dr. Ellen Welsh, the Vice Chair of Doctors Association UK, and the winner was Carolyn Wickware from the Pharmaceutical Journal. Next was Feature of the Year for a Broadcast Audience, presented by myself, Nicola Hill, an executive member of the MJA. The winner was Sharon Barber from BBC Look North.
I'm very overwhelmed actually, I can't quite believe it, because the story I did was important to me, but it was a very short story and I was up against amazing documentaries and investigations, so I was thrilled to be nominated. I'm totally overwhelmed to have won. I was very emotional actually.
Still commemorating features, the next award was for Feature of the Year for a General Audience, presented by Judge Barbara Rowlands. Venetia Menzies from the Sunday Times was highly commended, and the award itself was won by Hannah Barnes from the New Statesman. This year there was a new award for reporting on health and climate change. It was presented by Mathilde Bresson, the Global Sustainability Director at Haleon, which sponsored the award. The winners were Tulip Mazumdar, Wilfred Thomas, James Anderson and Camilla Horrocks from BBC News, with Camilla and James accepting the award.
It's a very good feeling. I think sometimes as a producer, you don't always get a lot of recognition for your work, but this time I have, which is nice. Tulip Mazumdar, she really led this piece. She was the presenter and reporter on this, and she unfortunately wasn't here to receive it this evening, so big thanks to her for leading. She's an incredibly hard-working journalist.
It's massive to win an award and to be recognised for the work that we do, and especially for Tulip and for Camilla for speaking out for these women that don't normally have a voice.
The Dr. David Delvin Award for Sex and Sexual Health Journalism is supported by his widow Christine Webber, and wearing the best trouser suit ever, she presented it to Hannah Barnes from the New Statesman. That was award number 2 for Hannah. The Mental Health Story of the Year award was supported by Edelman and was presented by Gareth Arnold, Associate Director at Edelman. The winners were Rebecca Thomas, Rob Mulhern, Sewar Mahmood, Mark Thomas and Ashish Joshi from The Independent, with half the team there to pick up the award.
The first thing I think about, I guess, is the person who is the vehicle for the story. Yeah. And it's kind of commending their bravery in terms of coming forward, because I guess essentially it was one person whose story opened up the opportunity for a much wider investigation, and that allowed us to do is tell a much bigger story in a better way. So yeah, I'm really kind of happy that the story has kind of got that recognition, but I guess more so for the original kind of witness to the story. I'm kind of pleased for her.
We're very privileged, I think, as journalists, and everyone will say this, that people trust us with their stories. And I think this piece, we had the kind of the policy, the narrative data, but it really was the patient stories, the people who were brave enough to tell us their stories, put themselves on the record for the whole world to see. That was the important thing. So yeah, I think it means a lot for me that we were able to tell their stories, and it's been kind of recognised.
Then it was the Case Study of the Year award, and it was presented by Judge Yuba Bissau from the National Institute of Health Research. This was won by a team from BBC TV News, Dominic Hughes, Lucy Watkinson and Neil Gallagher, and the latter two were able to collect the award from Yuba. Sharon Barber was highly commended in this category.
We wanted the recognition for how big a problem vaping is amongst kids, basically. We knew for adults it can be really useful, but for children they just shouldn't be vaping. And when we found this 12-year-old girl and her mum that were prepared to talk to us about this, we knew that we could possibly make an impact here. Really surprised, really delighted, but it really matters that our work is recognised, and hopefully it will have the impact that we want.
Then it was the award for Science Explained and was presented by Judge David Schley, Deputy Director of Sense About Science. It was won by Hannah Barnes and Sean Clare from BBC Newsnight BBC Two, making it Hannah's third visit to the stage, and as Dr. Sharon Williams said, it was becoming a barnstorming evening for Hannah. The Freelance Journalist of the Year award was presented by one of the category's judges, Nick Samuels, and it went to Adele Waters for her work published in the Daily Mail and the BMJ, a very popular decision with the audience.
It's been a wonderful night. There's been lots of heavy competition. It's not been easy, but it's been wonderful, and I was delighted to get my award, and lots of people have been very complimentary. And all the hours and the pain of doing investigations and spending the time to get it right is worth it. So it feels really good, and I feel very chuffed.
The Gordon McVie Award for reporting cancer research is in memory of Professor Gordon McVie. It was sponsored by Roche and presented by Professor McVie's widow Claudia and Jude Amos, UK Corporate Communications Partner at Roche. The winner was Alice Klein from The New Scientist, and her award was collected by Alison George, also from The New Scientist, who'd commissioned the article. Ben Spencer was highly commended in this category. The award for News Story of the Year for a specialist audience was supported by Real Chemistry. It was presented by James Watkins, Group Director for Media and Engagement at Real Chemistry. The winner was Lawrence Dunhill from the Health Service Journal, and his colleague and fellow finalist Zoe Tidman collected the award for him. The News Story of the Year for a broadcast audience was supported by Virgo Health. Judge Maya Anaka announced the winners: Sam Holder, Louisa Felton, Rob Turner and Patrick Russell from ITV News.
It's a real honour to be recognised amongst such sort of esteemed company here, and it's really a testament to the people that took part in the report. We have families open up about really tragic circumstances, the deaths of their children, and it took a lot for them to speak. It was also a really fitting way to remember those young people who lost their lives, and the courage of their families to come forward to bare their souls to try and ensure the same thing doesn't happen to others.
To be able to do such serious stories, and actually I know people talk about this kind of thing a lot, but to make a difference with the journalism that we have, and the hard work that the journalists put in,
and the camera operator,
really means that actually when this story goes out, it's having a real effect on the viewers and the people that watch this, and potentially saving lives with a story like this.
The award for News Story of the Year for a general audience was supported by JPA Health and was presented by Kate Perry, Senior Director at JPA Health, and it went to Sean Linton from the Sunday Times, who had made it very clear in his opening remarks that as MJA Chair He had nothing to do with the judging of the awards, but there were still a few good-natured teasing shouts of fix.
The joy of winning an MJA, no matter who you are, whether you're the chair or a newbie, it's because it's awarded by judges who are independent, and you're effectively being judged by people who know the healthcare sector. So our judges are from the healthcare industry. And so it's a vote of confidence from them. It's a recognition of good journalism. So, who wouldn't like that as a journalist? It's a real nice boost, and I hope all the winners tonight enjoy the feeling that comes with it.
The Editor of the Year award is sponsored by the ABPI, and at the evening to present it was Jack Neil Hall, Director of Communications at the association. He handed the awarded envelope to Dawn Connolly, Senior Features Editor from the Pharmaceutical Journal. Jamie Kafash was highly commended in this category for his captivating final print issue of Pulse.
Well, I'm absolutely delighted to have won this award. It really means a lot to me. I've been at the Pharmaceutical Journal now for a couple of decades, so I've been working up to this slowly. But yeah, absolutely delighted. It's great to get some recognition, especially from the MJA, which is really prestigious association. So yeah, very pleased, very happy. Yeah, couldn't be happier.
Finally, it was the Headline Award for Outstanding Contribution to Health or Medical Journalism. This is supported by AstraZeneca, the principal sponsor of the 2024 MJA Awards. Journalists can't enter for this award themselves. It was selected by all of the judges as the best of the best, chosen from winners of other categories. Paul Naish, head of UK Corporate Affairs at AstraZeneca, presented this award to Hannah Barnes. Perhaps it's no surprise that she would win this, her fourth award of the evening.
I'm lost for words, which is not something that often happens to me. I just want to thank the judges. Obviously, the best of health journalism were in the room here tonight, so to win amongst so many talented colleagues is really something. But the Outstanding Contribution Award, I can't believe it, and I'm really thankful. And obviously, we are supported by great editors, and I have been with these prizes with my editor at The New Statesman, Jason Cowley, but also my editor before that at Newsnight, Stuart McLean, and thanks to my colleagues Sean Clare as well, who couldn't be here tonight. But over the moon, it hasn't quite sunk in.
The awards ceremony itself took little over half an hour to celebrate the outstanding health and medical journalism in the UK. Then there was delicious food, wine, networking, and the sharing of stories and gossip, which added up to another successful evening from the Medical Journalists Association.